Today we're taking a quick shakedown run with the truck. Gonna head to a local campground. We had a change of plans along the way, so I'll talk about that when we're on the road, but got everything thrown in the back of the truck. All right, so we just made our first stop here at the truck stop. It's gonna be our only stop on our way out to camp tonight. And for those of you with diesels that have not signed up for open roads, I highly recommend it. You know, it's like a $20 one-time fee, and then you have the ability to fill up at truck stops, which is great. And the best part about it is they actually have DEF right there at the pump, so you can just pump DEF in. You don't have to buy those goofy 5-gallon containers loaded from the grocery store. So absolutely sign up for that. So something that I mentioned originally was that this trip was supposed to be out into the desert, go out into the dark sky area, get rid of that light pollution, and try to take the stars in, get a nighttime hike and those sort of things. But there was some rain coming in last night. It was going to get real muddy out there, and it was a bit of a trip out there, and it was potentially more rain coming in. So we pivoted. We're actually going to head to a local spot that's about an hour away. It's right on the lake. It's just a normal campground. Still get the opportunity to get out there, test out the awnings, see how they work, get our stuff put together. It's our first camping trip of the season right here in mid-spring right now. We did some road tripping up through Colorado, but we were staying at kind of Airbnbs and doing that sort of thing. And so Daisy and I are heading up to get all the kit unpacked, get ready to go, and then have some dinner tonight, get some breakfast in the morning, taking the sights on the lake, maybe see a couple cool boats, and go from there. But just making it up there, test out the stuff, and we'll see you guys when we get there. So we got the campsite initially set up here. First time putting the awning up here on the side. This is generally like my kitchen area. There's this nice little bench here that I'm going to use for the stove, and I've already got the water up on it. Because that's there, I may or may not set up my tailgater table, but this is where I'll normally do the food. Then I've got the Napier SUV tent that's supposed to come off the back, and it gives me this extra kind of 9x9 room, and it just barely fits to grab around the back of the topper on the full-size truck. But I found that this has really been the best solution for me. Get this extra room in here. Got some beach towels and stuff there in the rucks. I've got some stuff for Daisy there underneath this table. This table is normally my kitchen setup, but because we've already got one at the campground, I don't need it. And then up in here, I'm letting the air mattress inflate. That bedding will get tossed on top of it. And then I've got a few different chairs stuffed underneath there that I'm gonna try out different configurations to figure out which one I want. But this is pretty much the camp setup. All around, I got some mosquito netting hanging in there so I can open up the windows at night as it gets warm and get some cross vent through there. Took down the curtain on one side. I left this one up though because some privacy from my neighbors from the other side. All in all though, it took me about a half hour to get this all set up, and couldn't be happier with the view that I'm looking at tonight as I'm going to be cooking some dinner and enjoying nature. Miss Daisy is super excited to be out camping today. She just had ACL surgery a couple weeks ago, so she won't be running around the campground too much, but she's been patiently waiting here as I set up the camp and get everything good to go. So she's gonna come out, get to smell around, use the bathroom, check to see if there have been any dogs there recently. And she's always excited to be out here camping. All right, so we're set up at camp for dinner tonight, and tonight we're gonna make a real camping meal. It's gonna be a pretty straightforward one pan dish where we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw a pre-made rice mix, potentially some beans in there, a little bit of chicken. It'll have that Spanish flavoring from the rice, and so it's gonna be something that really hits the spot, fills you up, it's easy to do, and it's a no refrigerator meal. So just using some kind of canned ingredients here, plus the rice bag, throw it all in a pan, heat it up, and then call it a day. So get some good carbs in us tonight, some protein in us as we get the stove set up. It's really easy, doesn't take much to do. Just gotta be patient, slow and low, until you get exactly what you're looking for, and then you're in good shape. All right, like I said, using some of this Good and Gather. So it's a Target brand, Spanish style rice. It's ready in 90 seconds. I don't really read the directions on how much water and stuff you're supposed to add, but I just add a can of Kirkland chicken, which is in water, and some organic black beans. So throw all this together, heat it up, and you've got yourself a great meal. So I'm gonna get on doing that. First things first, add the chicken. Make sure you measure it properly. All right, so just pulled dinner off the stove and it came out exactly like I was hoping. It looks delicious. I had a mind to grab some tortillas as I was running out the door, but didn't do that. So I'm gonna eat this, kind of relax for a bit. I've got some fresh fruit in the cooler. I've got some strawberries, some apples, and some bananas, so I'll keep snacking on that afterwards. But all in all, really nice quiet evening here. I didn't do that thing some people might call check the weather. So it's actually getting cooler faster than I expected, and I only pack shorts. So we'll make some adjustments, maybe climb into the bed a little bit early and relax in there, but should be a great evening, relaxing night. Try to get a couple shots for all of you to see. And in the meantime, I'm gonna eat and hope everyone's having a great time. All right, we're wrapping up camp for the night. Absolutely beautiful stars out here. It's a new moon, so could really sit on the stars and see what's going on. Totally relaxing, great dinner. Just brushed my teeth, cleaned up camp, and got Daisy out for her last walk. So gonna get some rest tonight. Looks like it'll get down into the 60s, which will be perfect sleeping weather. And I'll check in with you guys in the morning. Have a good night. Well, like I said before, this has been a great trip. Got all the gear tested out, refreshed myself on how some things worked and some of the tricks to them. But couldn't have asked for better weather. Chose not to put the rain fly on the tent last night. We didn't see any rain coming in on the forecast, and it was only getting into the 60s, so we figured we'd be okay. Sometimes when it gets a little bit cooler, I'll put it on there just for the extra heat retention, because there are vents in the top of that tent. But overall, every time I camp in it, I'm just very happy with that Napier tent, and the ability to use that SUV function to grab the back of the truck is just makes everything nice. And if I ever had to, I could pull away from it and leave the stuff here and come back with some supplies. So Gonna enjoy the rest of the morning. It's kind of quiet here, like I said earlier, and then Daisy and I are just gonna keep relaxing and taking in the views of the lake.